Hi, I'm Robyn Milstead. I'm from LKA Chartered Accountants in Surrey. I've been a tax advisor rather than an accountant for the last 20 years. Although making tax digital for income tax has been a concept that's been around for a very long time, I've personally only really been preparing for it since January 2025. That's because I didn't really think that it would definitely come in until that kind of time. So that was the point at which I started to think, okay, we really are going to see these changes happen from April 2026 onwards. One of the biggest problems I think with making tax digital for income tax at the moment is professional preparedness. I don't think a lot of people in our industry are completely prepared for the changes. I founded the MTD therapy group back in February, and I've seen so much knowledge come to light from that group. It just worries me to think about what kind of things other people don't know. I think there's a lot of non-knowledge out there for both professionals, let alone those who are unrepresented. I don't think I can pick just one thing I wish people knew about making tax digital for income tax. I actually just wish that the unrepresented knew more about it. So of course I'm taking every action I possibly can to tell my clients about it, and I know many professionals are doing the same, but I think there's such a gap in knowledge for those who don't have somebody to turn to. So our clients at LKA Chartered Accountants will be offered a range of solutions for making tax digital for income tax. We are a zero firm, so anybody wanting to go onto bookkeeping software, or anyone that I think will really benefit from that, will be put onto a software such as Xero. I also really like the look of Hammock for landlords, and it all depends on the individual client. I'll also have quite a few clients that will continue with spreadsheets and that will use bridging software for. My ethos is that I want people to know their options. I don't want to just tell people that this is all that we're going to cater for. I'm trying to kind of cater for everybody as best that I possibly can. The biggest challenge in making tax digital for income tax for my clients, I think, is just the thought of extra compliance. Nobody goes into business or has an investment property thinking, oh goody, I get to do my tax return and I get to do a load of admin. I think people generally don't like doing the compliance side of things. So having more to do is very stressful for most people, and that's a challenge to see how I can support that and see how we can find a pragmatic solution. Although I do have a few clients that I am going to be putting onto some kind of bookkeeping software, and who I do think will benefit from that, because a lot of the record keeping that we're doing for them already works off of a complicated, if you like, bank statement. I don't expect many of my clients to see very many benefits, which is why I've been quite vocal about my feelings on making tax digital. Unfortunately, I think for the vast majority of my clients, they will see an increase in costs if they're going to come through me to help them, or they're just going to see an increase in their compliance, their admin, sadly. I do worry about the unrepresented, and I would like to see more efforts made there. My biggest frustration with making tax digital and the rollout is really preparedness again. It's that thought that the kind of questions that accountants are asking now are the kind of questions that I think should have been asked 12 months ago. The type of things that are coming to light via MTD therapy are things that I just think, I can't believe that we're just discovering this. Sometimes it's nothing big, sometimes it has been something quite significant, but the frustration there is the feeling that nobody's really ready yet. Well, MTD therapy has been a game changer for me. It's really pushed me in my MTD journey to make sure that I know as much as I possibly can about the changes. That's been helpful for me on an anxiety level, but also when I'm talking to clients, I know that I can have full confidence that I know what I'm talking about. Oh, and my favourite MTD therapy moment, well, I've had absolutely loads, and I've read every single message that comes through, which are about 400 messages a day. But probably my favourite was when we learned a little bit more about what the final submission under MTD will look like, that it's ever so slightly different, technically speaking, to how we deal with tax return submissions now. And I think that was a moment that really illustrated to me that some of the information out in the public is not as out in the public as perhaps we would like it to be, and therefore it really felt like we were discovering something new, and then able to communicate that to other people. So that felt really nice to be in some ways at the front of knowledge. How can I talk about MTD therapy without just giving a big shout out to every member to say thank you for all the contributions that you make. It wouldn't be the same without all of you, whether you're voting in the polls or contributing every day like many of us do. I really appreciate it. It's really helping me. So please keep going. Let's keep being that community together as we help others too.